Lee, I thought you had more shots than that.
Well, David the Marine,
Let me see your war face.
it jammed. Huh. Look at that. I don't think I've put 1,000 rounds through this thing. I wondered why I was having so much trouble hitting. That's my Walther P22. It used to be.
The slide cracked, and turns out this is a known problem with the Walther P22.
From what I understand, the good news is I can ship it back to Walther. They're right over in Fort Smith, and they'll fix it right up and send it back. But in the meantime,
I think you need a different gun. There are a lot of 22 handguns out there, of course, and I brought 6 of them with me today. But first, we've got to ask, what do you want the gun to do for you?
well, the thing that I've been disappointed in some of the guns is the safeties, the carryability, whether or not it has a hammer or not. I want to be able to take it to the range. I want to be able to shoot and get practice in. I want to be able to get the feel of, even though it's a smaller caliber, a large caliber, and that way I'm not spending as much money at the range. And finally, if I need to use it as a defense weapon, I want to be able to use it as a defense weapon.
In our first bracket, we have the Ruger Standard 22 semi-automatic, all steel. You know, some have aluminum with a sleeved barrel in there and has a polymer frame. This one is all steel, and it's by Ruger, and that is our first contestant. Our second contestant is the Browning Buckmark, also in 22. All metal, but the frame is aluminum, so a little bit lighter, but this one has a bull barrel. It too has a plethora of variants out there, and this has a good feel to it. To take it down, you need a tool, whereas with the Ruger, you do not. Punching outside its weight class would be the Kel-Tec P17. This one is virtually all plastic with very little metal. The good news with this is, right now, is currently under $200, unlike those other two, but it holds 16 in the magazine. Those first 2 options only hold 10 in the magazine. Shot a little faster than I thought you might have, but okay, the Browning Buckmark.
This is not a suppressor, it's just a thick barrel, but I can already feel it's a lot more solid. We've got a little neon sight there, so that'll make it easier to sight in. The handle is Kevlar, so and I can already tell the trigger is kind of like a competition trigger. I don't know, this feels like a toy. So the Kel-Tec is out.
You rated this higher than the Ruger.
Yes. Honorable mention to the Ruger because it does look so much like the old Luger from the German days.
Victory lap for the Browning Buckmark.
Talked about some of the pros. What are the cons?
Well, the cons would be it holds 10. That may or may not be a con, but there are some now that hold more than 10. The price, some people may think this is a higher end 22, and a lot of the variations, you know, they do surpass the $500 mark. It is heavy, which good and bad. It's a good solid choice, and I'm curious if this may or may not end up as your final pick.
As we move on to the next bracket, and as always, guns for everybody.